Set in the northwestern wilderness, 1847. Two native children, twins Aiyanna and Takoda, both 8 years old, small for their age, huddle behind fallen logs. The sound of heavy footsteps approaches. Enter Magnus Cold, 40s, 6 feet 7 inches, massive build, weathered face, for trapper's clothing. Magnus. Booming voice, come out, little rabbits. I've tracked smaller mice through deeper snow. The twins remain frozen. Magnus. Your village burned 3 days ago. You think those tracks weren't obvious? 2 pairs of child-sized moccasins heading north? Aiyanna whispers to Takoda in their native language. Magnus steps closer. Magnus. I speak 7 tongues, girl. Try again. Aiyanna. Standing bravely, in English. We mean no harm, giant man. Takoda. Stepping beside his sister. We only seek passage north. To our grandmother's people. Magnus. Studying them. Tiny things, aren't you? Half the size of other children your age. Aiyanna. We were born early. In winter. Our mother said. Her voice catches. Magnus. Your mother is dead. I saw the smoke. Raiders? Takoda. Nodding, bad men came. Papa told us to run. We ran. Magnus. And now you're alone in my territory. Do you know what happens to strays in the wilderness? The twins clutch each other. Magnus. They become wolf food. Or worse, they become profitable. Aiyanna, profitable. Magnus. The fort pays good money for strays. Especially native ones. Work camps always need small hands. Takoda. Desperately, please, giant man. We will work for you. We can trap. We can clean furs. We can. Magnus. I work alone. Aiyanna. Dropping to her knees. Then trade us for something else. Anything. Just not to the camps. They beat children there until they break. Magnus stops, something flickering in his eyes. Magnus. You would bargain for your own lives? Aiyanna. Our grandmother told us. A life is worth the trade you make for it. Magnus. Wise woman. Pause. Stand up, girl. I don't bargain with those who kneel. Aiyanna stands, trembling but dignified. Magnus. I'll consider a trade. But first, you'll come to my camp. Try to run, and I'll track you down within an hour. Understood? Both twins. Quietly, yes, giant man. Magnus. Call me Cold. Everyone else does. A surprisingly neat space with furs, traps, and books. The twins sit by the fire, eating stew. Magnus cleans his rifle. Takoda. Whispering to Aiyanna. He has books. Many books. Magnus. You can read? Takoda. Mama taught us. She learned from missionaries. Magnus. Useful. Silence. Aiyanna gathers courage. Aiyanna. Mr. Cold. What trade would you accept? For our lives? Magnus. Setting down his rifle. I've been thinking on that. Takoda. We have nothing. Only our clothes. Magnus. Wrong. You have something far more valuable than pelts or gold. The twins exchange confused glances. Aiyanna. What do we have? Magnus. Leaning forward, stories. Both twins. Stories? Magnus. I've been in this wilderness for 20 years. Alone. No wife, no children, no connection to the world I left behind. I'm becoming more animal than man. He stands, pacing. Magnus. You said your grandmother was wise. Your mother taught you to read. That means you carry something I've lost. Humanity. Culture. Memory. Takoda, you want our stories? Magnus. Every night for 1 year, you'll tell me a story. A legend from your people. A memory of your parents. A song your grandmother sang. Anything that reminds me what it means to be human instead of beast. Aiyanna, and in exchange? Magnus. I'll keep you safe. Feed you. Teach you to survive these mountains. And when the year ends, I'll escort you myself to your grandmother's people. 200 miles north. Takoda. Suspicious. Why would you do this? Magnus. Quietly, because I once had a daughter. She would be about your age now. And I wasn't there when the sickness took her. Silence fills the cabin. Aiyanna. We accept your trade, Mr. Cold. Magnus. Good. You start tonight. A bustling frontier settlement. Magnus enters with the twins, now healthier and less fearful. A crowd gathers. Trappers. Traders and Fort soldiers. Trader Joe. Loud mocking well. Magnus Cold as pets now. Soldier Harris, bringing them to sell cold. Fort's paying top dollar for work hands. Magnus, they're not for sale. Trapper Mac, laughing. Then what are those Indian brats doing with you? The crowd murmurs. Magnus's hand moves to his knife. Aiyanna, stepping forward bravely. We made a trade. Trader Joe, what could you possibly trade? You're just children. Takoda, stories. We trade stories for our lives. Laughter erupts from the crowd. Soldier Harris, stories? Cold, you've gone soft. These kids played you for a fool. Magnus, voice like thunder, quiet. The camp falls silent. Magnus, you want to know what I traded for? Let me tell you what I learned. He addresses the crowd. Magnus, these twins taught me the legend of the thunderbird who sacrificed its feathers to warm a freezing village. They sang me their mother's lullaby about stars being the eyes of ancestors watching over us. They told me how their father died shielding them from bullets, and how their grandmother once walked 100 miles in winter to save a rival tribe from starvation. The crowd is quiet now, listening. Magnus, for 6 months, these children, no bigger than half your size, have given me something none of you could. They reminded me why we're human. Why we don't just survive, but live. Trader Joe. Softly, cold, we didn't know. Magnus, you didn't ask. You saw profit. I saw worth. Aiyanna. To the crowd. Mr. Cold is taking us to our grandmother. He keeps his trade. Soldier Harris. You're traveling 200 more miles? In winter? Magnus, I gave my word. Trapper Mac. But those camps would have paid you $300 each. Takoda. He said stories are worth more than gold. Magnus, and they are. These children taught me more about honor, courage, and resilience in 6 months than I learned in 20 years alone. He places his large hands on each twin's shoulder. Magnus, I came here for supplies. Not to sell my trade partners. Not to break my word. We leave at dawn. Trader Joe. Stepping forward, cold. We've known you for years. Never seen you like this. Magnus. Maybe I was never really alive before. Looking down at the twins. Maybe it took the smallest among us to show me how to stand tall. Aiyanna. To the crowd, our grandmother says, the biggest person is not the one who takes the most, but the one who gives the most. Takoda. Mr. Cold could have traded us for gold. Instead, he traded loneliness for family. Magnus's eyes glisten slightly. Soldier Harris, you consider them family? Magnus. Firmly. I consider them mine to protect. That's all that matters. An old trapper steps forward from the crowd. Old trapper. 20 years I've known you, Cold. Never thought I'd see the day you chose anything over profit. These kids really changed you. Magnus, no. They saved me. He kneels down to the twins' level. Magnus, come. We have a long journey ahead, and your grandmother is waiting. Aiyanna and Takoda. Yes, Papa Cold. The crowd gasps at Papa. Magnus stands, surprised but not correcting them. Magnus. To the crowd. Anyone who has a problem with my trade can take it up with me. Alone. In the woods. No one speaks. The crowd parts as Magnus and the twins walk through. A small settlement. An elderly woman, 70s, dignified, embraces the twins. Magnus stands apart, ready to leave. Grandmother. In English, you are the trapper called Cold? Magnus, yes, ma'am. Grandmother. My grandchildren tell me you traded their lives for stories. Magnus, it was a fair trade. Grandmother. Studying him. And now you leave? Magnus, our bargain is complete. 1 year. I've delivered them safely. Aiyanna. Running to him. Papa Cold. You'll visit? Magnus. Awkwardly. I work alone, little rabbit. Grandmother, do you? Because my grandchildren speak of you as family. Takoda. You said we were yours to protect. Magnus. Struggling. I made a trade. Nothing more. Grandmother. Approaching him. My daughter told her children that a life is worth the trade you make for it. You traded gold for stories. Loneliness for love. What you built with them was not a bargain, giant man. It was a bond. Magnus looks at the twins, then at the grandmother. Magnus, I don't belong here. Grandmother, you belong where you are loved, and these children love you. Will you trade your pride for their joy? Long silence. Magnus kneels. Magnus. To the twins, I have one story left. Would you like to hear it? Both twins. Excitedly, yes. Magnus. Once, there was a giant who thought he was made of stone, until two tiny heroes taught him his heart was made of something far stronger. Aiyanna, what was it made of? Magnus. Voice thick with emotion. The same thing all fathers' hearts are made of. Love. The twins embrace him. The grandmother smiles. Grandmother, stay for supper, Magnus Cold. And perhaps, for many more suppers to come. Magnus, standing with a twin holding each hand. That would be a good trade. Magnus Cold visited the village every season for the rest of his life. The twins grew to become respected storytellers, carrying both their mother's legends and their father's tales. They never forgot the day a giant traded profit for humanity and loneliness for love. Author's note: this is an original drama exploring themes of humanity, cultural exchange, and the true meaning of family. Set in a historical period, it addresses the harsh realities of the era while celebrating the power of compassion and storytelling.